Guys, welcome to the Unveiled channel. So today God was putting it on our hearts to just make this video for y'all. And I don't know why I'm speaking in an accent. That was very weird,
It's all
but that's
good.
okay.
So, we've been practicing making this video, uh, because we want to get this information to you all as concisely as possible. But, a lot of you have seen all the Rapture videos. Like, we have Rapture videos coming out every single day, new ones, new ones, new ones. And, like, we expect Jesus is coming. But a question that I had recently that the Holy Spirit was stirring me and telling me that this this is going on in the minds of lots of people. What should we be doing before Jesus returns for us, and what should we be doing to prepare for those things? Whether it be several years down the line, or several days, or several hours, we got to know how we should prepare our hearts. And so that's the topic of today's video.
Yeah, so I'm just going to start you guys off with a verse that he shared with us before we started the video. And it's Hebrews 9:28, and it says, "Even so, it is that Christ, having been offered to take upon himself and bear as a burden the sins of many, once and once for all, will appear a second time, not to carry any burden of sin, nor to deal with sin, but to bring to full salvation those who are eagerly, constantly, and patiently waiting for and expecting him."
He's coming for those who he's coming not to deal with sin, is what it says, which implies that it's not his second coming, but his second appearance. It's kind of interesting, different language there, which would be the rapture. And it also says that he's coming to bring those who are waiting for him to salvation, full salvation. It's really important for us to recognize, and this is the first thing, to recognize that Jesus is coming for those who are eagerly waiting for him and patiently. And that is the first thing that we should be doing, is that we should expect him. That's the first thing. What should we be doing during this period of time as we wait? Is we should expect. We should wait. We should wait. So if you're doing that, you're already doing something right. So that's the first verse we just wanted to share with you. Jesus is coming for those who are eagerly waiting.
Yeah, so let me also just share with you this other verse that we got. This is 1 John 3, 2-3. And it says, "Dear friends, we are already God's children, but he has not yet shown us what we will be like when Christ appears. But we do know that we will be like him, for we will see him as he really is. And all who have this eager expectation will keep themselves pure, just as he is pure."
That's really awesome. That verse connects directly to the last verse, that if you are expecting him to return, you're going to keep yourselves pure. It actually says that, and in some other translations it says that this hope purifies you, which I think is why it's so important for us to be waiting and expecting. Because if you know that Jesus is coming, you're going to make yourself ready. At least that's the hope. That's the hope that you should have. And so that's the second thing that we should be doing. Number 2 would be purifying ourselves. And I was having a conversation with another Christian friend of mine, and I was hearing the Holy Spirit speak to me, and I feel strongly to share this with all of you. I heard God speaking to me. It's okay for us to make mistakes, but we shouldn't be making the same mistakes as yesterday. So if you're really seeking after God, you should, each day he's working in you to become more and more like Christ. And it's okay if you made some mistakes today, because his blood is more than enough to cover it. But we shouldn't be making the same mistakes as yesterday over and over and over and over again. I know that sometimes we have to learn, and it takes a little bit longer for some of us to learn, but we should be learning from yesterday's mistakes and actively pursuing to overcome those today. And when something is not in your power to overcome, that's why it's important to pray. God is looking at your heart, and when you come to him and you know there's like a sin in your life that you cannot live with, your heart is already being purified just by the fact that you desire to not do those things. Um, and so most of us, if we had a choice, would not do it. Um, and we do have the choice to depend on God. Um, and the thing is, God isn't looking um, more so at your action of whether or not you're able to do this big thing or make this big sacrifice for him. What he's looking for is when you can't do the thing that he's asking you to do you trust him, and do you turn to him and ask him for help? So a lot of us, we think, oh, I got to be doing this big thing, but I can't do it, so I'm failing God. No, the question is, when you know you can't do something, do you turn to him? Because that's the real test. Do we trust him and ask him to help us when we can't do it? Because a lot of the times we think it's about doing and being able to do something, but it's more so that we're able to rely on him when we can't do something. So that's the second thing. And there's one other verse.
Yeah, so this one, we were praying before we started this video, and I asked God for a verse, and he led me to this. So I just want to share this with you guys. This is Isaiah 18:4 through 5, and it says, "For this is what the Lord has said to me." It's kind of funny. "I will be quiet, and I will look on from my dwelling place, like shimmering heat above the sunshine, like a cloud of dew in the heat of harvest. For before the harvest, when the blossom is over and the flower becomes a ripening grape, he will cut off the sprigs without buds with pruning knives, and he will remove and cut away the spreading branches."
So, it's talking about harvest there, and for those of you who are kind of, I guess, listen to some prophetic words given in the Christian community, there's a lot of words about a harvest coming, like a harvest of souls, and it says there that he's going to cut off any branches before that harvest begins. He's going to cut off any branches that do not bear fruit. He's got to prune the branches so that those that are bearing fruit remain, and those are the ones he collects, and then he's going to just get rid of or prune away the branches that don't bear fruit, which is similar to what Jesus says when he says, "If you abide in me, you will bear much fruit. But if you don't abide in him, we won't bear any fruit." And he takes those sticks and he throws them down, and they eventually go into the fire. So, it's a message. I was really shocked when we received that verse. We didn't know anything about it. We just asked God, "Lord, would you give us a verse to share?" And that was the verse that we got. And so know that now is the time to bear fruit and to get ready and to make sure that you are bearing fruit when that time comes. So, yeah.
Yeah.
So I hope that all of you would take heart and be of good cheer, knowing that your Father is gracious and kind, and he's compassionate and merciful, and he's giving us more time every day. And every day we're getting closer to that day. So God bless you all.
Yeah, God bless you. Thank you for watching till the end.
Yeah. Love you guys. Peace.